Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon White version. Last time we explored the incredible disappointment that was Challenger's Cave. I kind of thought of just speeding through it, but I thought the trainer battles were interesting enough that I still wanted to actually do them, and come on. It doesn't really sell how much of a disappointment Challenger's Cave is if you don't see how long it takes to go through it. You're expecting to meet a legendary Pokemon or something of that nature, and all you get is the Stone Edge TM. The Stone Edge TM is nice, it is a good item, but still, my point stands. It's a pretty disappointing area, and I kinda don't get why it's there. Heck, a lot of you were even saying that you forgot it existed, and I don't blame you one bit. This time, we are going to be exploring Opelucid City, talking to the mayor that never needs to wear a flu mask because it's built right into his face, Drayden. If you wish, I can teach your Pokemon the strongest Dragon-type move. Would you like your Pokemon to learn this move? You bet I would, but I can't actually do it at all. This would teach you the move Draco Meteor, a 140 power special Dragon-type move that sharply lowers your own special attack after using it. Basically Overheat, but for dragons. Your Pokemon has to be a Dragon-type itself to learn it. Very few exceptions there over the years. Second, I just want to tell you that I love you. You know that I'm telling the truth because I am playing through the Opelucid Gym Puzzle a second time, so you don't have to. All to see what Iris's worldly views are like now. She's winking at us. You've been on a journey and seen a lot of the world. I like that too. I'm from way out in the country. I'm really happy that I've gotten to meet lots of different people and Pokemon! This is referenced in the anime where she is said to be from a village of trainers who leave home with an Axew and are supposed to come home once they've raised it into a Haxorus. I don't know if this is meant specifically to reference the anime. I don't think that there is any real correspondence aside from character model sheets between the people that make the games and people that make the anime, but it still matches up pretty nicely, and I'm sure they were at least given Iris's backstory in the games when they were having to write her character. Not saying that she's, well-loved in the anime or anything, but, she kind of exists, I suppose. For the next thing that we're doing, we gotta leave a Pokemon behind. I'm pretty sure that we're going to need a lot of HM moves, so I don't want to leave Ottawa. I want to bring along Boggle, but the question is, who are we switching out? I haven't switched out Hilbert in a while. I think we'll leave him behind. There are things up on Route 10 for you. There are things in Victory Road for you. Specifically one thing, and it has red glasses. But I don't think we're going to head up there yet. You are able to rematch the Elite Four, but they are exceedingly tough, and I think we're going to be saving Route 10 and Victory Road for when we're going to head up there anyway. So you know what that means? Repel's effect wore off. That means, at long last, the policeman that was blocking the route is no longer here, and we can talk to this lady. Trainer who came to Opelucid City. Hello! Trainer who was going to Route 11. Please come again. Hey, both of those things are me. I will take your feedback to heart. Heading out onto this route, we finally have some new land to cover. It's been a very long time. We've been revisiting place after place after place that we've seen before. It's finally time to go on to some new frontiers. And I like this. I like it when there's routes beyond where the Pokemon League is. I like it when there's new towns for you to explore. I like all that. Platinum kind of started that trend, and oh boy, does it continue here. And you know what? Let's just fight you. I'm tired. I'm impatient. You're probably going to take less time to do this. Permets-moi de te provoquer un duel afin que je puisse graver notre rencontre dans ma mémoire. Excuse you. Bikepacker Talon, just wanted to make sure I had the right one here, to translate what he just said, because my French is very rusty and you lose the conversation after a while if you haven't spoken it. Let me challenge you to a duel, so I can burn our meeting into our memory. I could actually kind of infer what he was saying. This guy, I remember the very first time that I ever came out onto Route 11, it was immediately after I beat Ghetsis. I didn't go to the previous areas and look for the 7 sages there. I thought they were going to be in these new places. I remember fighting this guy with a Krogan, Notre Combat. I can't even read that fast in my own language. Who am I kidding? He says, our struggle is forever etched in my memory. And if you talk to him again after you fight him, he says, the landscapes were admired, people were met, Pokemon whom we cross swords, they will remain forever etched in my memory. I didn't quite get the A presses correct on that. Route 11. I remember that I came out here. I fought that guy right away. And my immediate reaction was, the hell do you need me to save the world from Getsus for? The regular trainers that were right next to where he was trying to take over the world have Pokemon higher leveled than he does. Why was I here? Max Revive. Game, you know how to shut up my criticizing you. You know that very well. I'm gonna hop back in the water once again, and you can kind of see why I wanted to bring some HM moves along. I think we have a Strength Boulder. I don't think we need Cut, but might as well have that. TM50 Overheat. We just went over what Draco Meteor was. It is the same move, but Fire type. Heck, I even used it to explain that. It was very out of order for how I probably should have done it. Right away, you can see that Route 11 is very rich on the exploration, and that's going to be a big staple going forward. This is why I didn't want to leave without any HM moves, because we got hidden items everywhere, we got opportunities to go across the water and up the water everywhere, and there's just all kinds of different passages intertwining. There is a little bit of a secret passage all the way down here. As per usual, Pokemon Rangers give you items when you defeat them, usually berries. And I think we're gonna fight this man with the gorgeously colored eyes that I've been complimenting throughout our journeys that I've never gotten tired of. The power of thundering waterfalls. Experience the great power of a battle with me. Gotta warn you, I have the great power of thundering waterfalls inside of my Samurott. Now that we're out here and we're getting into the battles and laughing at the fact that your name is Crofton, we're gonna go over the new Pokemon that you can find on Route 11, starting with Golduck. A Pokemon with passable stats, but it's mainly a special attacker. Not many Pokemon can negate weather, so that's probably the single most interesting part of it. Honestly, it's pretty generic, it's a pretty outclassed water type, and when you remove negating weather from the decision, it uses Calm Mind, it uses Surf, and it uses Ice moves, eventually gaining access to Psychic. It's probably most interesting if you were to use it on a Sun team that could use a water type that functions on it somehow. Second is Gligar. Flying Ground. So, how's that? Okay. Anyway, with good attack, defense, and speed, this is certainly a useful Pokemon in different situations. This is actually one of the more helpful post-gamers, not only for its stats, but also just how many good moves it has. The Elemental Fangs are there, learns multiple useful Dark and Bug moves so you can experiment there with which ones you like best, and is one of the few Pokemon that can even learn Acrobatics. You don't need me to tell you again how great that move is. We're a bit away from its evolution item, which does hit its usefulness a lot, but alternatively, if you don't want to wait, rarely rustling in grass is Gliscor. Completely bypasses the wait and makes it immediately great, but it's rare, so there's that. It's a little odd, being very good in the end, but is a smidge harder to recommend than I would immediately jump to due to the circumstances around obtaining it. Huh, right at home in Unova. Zangoose is a fun physical attacker that just feels unique. Your return TM is well used here, and it gets a lot of physical moves to make it even better, particularly of the fighting and bug type. Oddly, it learns almost every good special attack there is, even though it would almost never get any use out of them. It's clearly physical oriented, and it gets a lot of mileage out of Swords Dance. This is one of many instances of this, but in basically any location beyond Opelucid, I highly recommend going for dark grass encounters if they are available in any situation. For any encounter that is in both types of grass, you are going to find them a whole 10 levels higher in that dark grass. In the case of Zangoose here, that means it can learn all of its moves out of the gate. Surprisingly not version exclusive this time either, it's Zangoose's rival of Seviper. I like my poison types, but sadly this is easily the less good of this rivalry. It's a slow mixed attacker, poison is generally better when it's tanking than attacking, and even though it can do some fun unexpected things like use Earthquake and Flamethrower, seriously, who knew this thing could do that? I sure as heck didn't know till I read up on it. It's just a case of these tricks being done so much better by so much else, and all it has otherwise are a bunch of normal and poison type moves. Shed Skin is often useful in single player, but that's about it. Next up, hooray! I can finally tell you how great Bisharp is! It's right there for the taking. Good moves, good stats, potential lived up to, and all. Defiant is an excellent ability, and it has a fun type both offensively and defensively. If you were wishing Poniard was just better, here it is. You don't have to wait till level 50 or so to evolve it. Next is Braviary. Hey, speaking of living up to potential finally, only in Dark Grass this can be caught at a dang high level. It's about to learn Brave Bird, which is basically a wordplay requirement to have in your moveset. It actually comes knowing Superpower as well. Basically, if you wanted Rufflet but it just wasn't working due to its horrible timing and levels, this is the encounter for you. Sadly, Black version again doesn't have it so lucky. Mandibuzz is not horrible. It's a tanky dark flying type, and that's not so bad in concept. I just don't see something like this coming in handy too much going forward. Its attacking stats are disappointingly low, and believe it or not, its move pool is a lot more special based than physical. Unfortunately, not too exciting, but I do find it amusing that it has Overcoat for an ability. Onto the swarms, this is never ending. Paris in white only. It's terrible. One of the weakest Pokemon ever. Horribly slow, absurdly weak type for how slow and fragile it already is, and the only outstanding thing about it is that it's one of very few Pokemon to know Spore, but Amoonguss is the actually good Spore user, and that's the end of that. In black only, Shroomish. Hey, look, it's the other Spore Pokemon that was done better than Paris. It can evolve at most levels it's caught at, has interesting abilities, super solid attack, higher speed than Parasect and Amoonguss for getting off that Spore right away, and good type coverage. If you don't want a sweeper, then Shroomish has got you covered there as well. The Toxic Orb has been available for ages, and it's great fun to use that with Poison Heal to stall out the enemy, doing damage in between Protects, Leech Seeds, and Spores. The downside of the Shroomish family is that it has to learn Spore as a Shroomish only, and it's at a high level. But you'd be trying to catch it at a high level anyway if it was a serious contender for your team, and it's well within the encounter range anyway. You can totally catch it at a reasonable level to learn Spore. We kicked this route's butt! That was over remarkably fast. I kind of thought this was going to take a lot longer than it did. Backpacker Corin over here also speaks in another language. I like Boku. It looks like it could be a type of candy, like, I don't know, some kind of like peanut butter cup or something like that. One of my favorite words in French. Her complete battle text is, "You will never imagine the number of countries I have visited and the number of trainers I fought. Wah! Another great travel souvenir," is what she says after she's been defeated. And now she is saying, "When I've traveled a lot, I go home and I can tell lots of things to my family." I saw family having a cognate right there at the very end. So I believe that translation to be accurate. Pokemon love village sandwiches too. A berry topping is crucial to the taste. As its name suggests, Village Bridge is a village like a bridge. No, it's a bridge like a village. No, it's a bridge like a bridge. No, it's a village like a village. Oh, I'm so confused! That guy talking about berry toppings and this lady confusing me reminded me that we have two items that we want to talk about. That Pokemon Ranger that we battled gave us our first Lepa Berry, which restores PP by 10. If you could grow more of these, it'd be great. But you can't, so it's not. And for the confusing item, the Protector. It is loved by a certain Pokemon. This is a hold item that is used to evolve, well, not used though, but given to and then traded, to evolve the Pokemon Rhydon into Rhyperior. We have not seen such a thing, so not exactly helpful. Dealing with these NPCs issues in the order in which they were introduced, welcome to Village Bridge, the fourth of the 5 major bridges in Unova. How about this sound? Doesn't it get to your heart, your mind? During the day I sunbathe, during the night I moonbathe. Nature sinks into my body. Singing gives life to my spirit. Will you listen to the voice of my spirit? This place is fantastic. Beautifully designed. Creative idea for an area. This song, how it builds up as you talk to the different townspeople and you have multiple musicians, you can hear them anywhere within the town, and so they designed a whole area around that mechanic of having musicians around the different areas that change the music. And there's been nothing like a vocalist up to this point either, so it really stands out because of that. As if it wasn't beautiful enough in the Twilight already, it's such a beautiful area on top of all that. And the idea of also just making the next bridge you need to cross to get around into the next town that you're visiting, I thought it was a clever idea, and it furthers that all of the different bridges have stood out for one reason or another up to this point. You have Tube Line Bridge looking really extreme and being part of the train system at the Battle Subway. You have Driftvale Drawbridge having those wings on it, as well as wild Pokemon that fly above it and those ambient sounds. Sky Arrow Bridge is a cutscene. It's really nice. I like it a lot. Well, now that we're done gushing a little bit, let's go ahead and meet the people of this town. Oh, your Pokemon look pretty tired. Don't be shy. Take a nice long rest. Village Bridge doesn't have a Pokemon Center. You gotta rely on the locals and their generosity. And you know what? We haven't watched TV in a while. Let's see what kind of programs you get out here in the boonies. Today, Eyes on Unova. We will introduce you to a little Minchino who lives in the slow, relaxed life in Lacanosa Town. Gahoo! Oh, you're so cute. How can you be so cute? Gahoo! Really? That sounds pretty tough. Gahoo! Oh, you're so cute. But I'm sorry. I have to admit I don't understand a thing you're saying. Well, that was our report from Lacanosa Town. Gahoo! And with that, we learn there are people even more out in the boonies than these poor saps. Okay, now. This place is based on... It's a bridge in Italy. Lady, I am so sorry for the decisions that have led you on this path down your life. I will look for a new start, but Trad and I can do it together. Thank you, Village Bridge, for making us who we are. And farewell. We almost witnessed a lady ditching her Patrat like the Patrat that they are. Thankfully, that didn't have to happen to those poor little guys. They have it rough enough in this world. Oh, a fisherman. Oh, a trainer. Let me introduce myself. I am a member of the Hip Waders. As the name suggests, it's a fishing club. Why don't you join up and enjoy some fishing? Awesome. Now you are the second member of the Hip Waders. Here we go. I'll announce the official Hip Waders catch of the day. The Pokemon we're fishing for today is Basculin. If you can catch one, please show it to me. I don't think I have one of those in my PC, but we will try. Also, I should have totally brought Necessity with me and not Boggle. I knew I wanted some HM move, but I gambled and I lost. So I'll be right back. The official Hip Waders catch of the day is Basculin. Have you caught one already? I caught one already, yes. I caught one in a whole 3 months before you even started this contest. I am that fast at doing this. That ought to be worth a lot of prize. Oh, this is a great Basculin. When it comes to the official Hip Waders catch of the day, a Pokemon you caught before today doesn't count. So I was too fast. Well, I'll show him. I won't fish for this. I'm just gonna surf for it because Basculin can be found surfing just about anywhere. And I can think of no better ball to catch a Basculin in than one that is red and blue. He did not share my exact sentimentality. Okay, I'm fine, yeah. You're much lower level than me. I get worried whenever I see powerful recoil moves, okay? It's just a gut reaction. One, two, three. You gave me more challenge than any legendary Pokemon we've seen up to this point. Congratulations. I can't get mad at you. That's pretty clever, using the caught on date to moderate a contest like this. You and me together, the official hip waiters. We're gonna be bosom buddies. I can feel it. You and me together against the world, buddy. Blue 2. Oh, this is a great basculin. That's why you're the second member of the hip waiters. Cool. Take these with you. Dive balls. He will give you 5 dive balls every single day that you can fulfill the Pokemon that he wants to see, but of course it has to be caught on the date that he asks for it. The appeal of fishing, that's something you have to discover through experience rather than listening to me explain about it. Right, member number 2? This man is so pure, I can't stay mad at him over that. Oh, I'll be your second member of your club, even if it's just the 2 of us. I will be a proud member of the official hip waiters for as long as I live, you and me together. I will cross all the bridges in Unova. Lady, you're about 2 years too early to be trying to do that. I'm sorry, you will not be given any sort of reward for it. You! La 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 la. Oh, so there is another musician. This guy beatboxes along to the music, which is a little different, I suppose. Come here. The uneven hills of Route 12 are great for Pokeathlon training. Pokeathlon is a very popular competition in Johto, where I come from. Soda pop tastes even better when I drink it on the bridge, so I often share one with Krokorok. Sounds like some kind of Gatorade slogan. You share a bottle of this with your gator today now, mister. Like, the mister's not really good for advertising, I wouldn't think. Village Bridge is the oldest bridge in Unova. It says so right here in my book. I heard it was built 200 years ago. I went and I did a little bit of digging to find exactly what I was thinking of. This is based on Ponte Vecchio, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, in Florence, Italy. This is a bridge that has many buildings along it, which at the time that it was built was the standard style of bridges. They didn't like wasting the space, so it's a lot more narrow than a lot of, or not really a lot more narrow though, but it doesn't have all of its space dedicated to people crossing it. Buildings in the era were seen as a way of putting buildings on top of water and making better use out of the resources that you have. It's kind of neat. It looks really nice. I'm totally hooked on village sandwiches. Live closer to the shop so I can eat there every day. Sounds like something I would do. I ate out way more than I should. This is a very old bridge, but thanks to the elderly man next door who takes care of it, the bridge always looks its best. And let us meet the old man who makes this bridge as wonderful as it is. But first, let's meet his family. Isn't it a unique sort of bridge? A long time ago, the river overflowed and all the houses were washed away. So people built new houses on top of the bridge to keep them safe from flooding. It's a simple solution, but it's genius. My grandpa is a stonecutter for Village Bridge. Isn't this a beautiful bridge? This old bridge was built while my great-great-great-grandfather was around. Keeping that old family tradition alive. I hope you two will do the same. I do think getting too deep-rooted in tradition can be a bad thing, but look at this bridge. This is certainly not a bad thing to have existing. You cannot enter any of these houses. They don't have any sort of door on the fourth wall or anything like that, so that's completely a lost cause. But what is not a lost cause is standing on this bridge at nighttime. It's great. It is so great, it has made the eyes roll into the back of my head, and now I look very scary. Let's fix that. Now I look like I just have dots for eyes and a very fat head. Now you can't really see my face. Now, okay, there we go. Now I look pretty nice, but you can't see the bridge. Oh well, I will sacrifice my face for the well-being of this bridge. That is all for right now. There are more things to do in Village Bridge, some trainer battles for us to fight, and also some wild Pokemon for us to meet, but we're gonna be saving that for another time. Next time on Pokemon Black and White, we do all the stuff that I just said. See you guys then. Now, enjoy the song with all 4 musicians. How did I miss this?